Hey,
Hello.
hey, Perna. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Yeah, I thought you were like 2 hours ahead of me, but I checked and you're only 1 hour.
You on the West Coast?
Yeah.
Yeah. No worries. This works better. I was just writing, so I wasn't looking at my email.
Okay, okay.
Then I checked it.
Hey, I just want to say thank you for doing this.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. I
I'm
really do.
excited.
So, how you doing today?
Good. And you?
I'm fine. I'm fine. A little bit tired, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I slept good, so I actually feel rested.
Lucky you. Lucky you. So, yeah, the first question that I always ask people is, how did you become a Denver Broncos fan?
I I was born into it.
Okay.
I don't know if I ever had a choice.
Really?
Yeah. I was born in Denver. Um My grandpa was a big Broncos fan. My mom was a big Broncos fan.
Okay.
So just kind of being around them my whole life, I just don't remember not being a Broncos fan.
Okay.
And I believe my mom's doctor, who was going to deliver me, told
Okay.
her to not have me during the Broncos game because the due date was close, and I think she waited until after the game. So, I like to think I've been tied to the Broncos literally since birth.
I mean, if that's a true story, that that is
It is
awesome.
100%.
That is awesome.
Yeah, and you're a
So,
Packers fan in on the West Coast.
yep.
How'd that happen?
How did that happen? Is my favorite color is green, and around 1995, me, my brother, and his friend, they came over to the house. My brother got the newest Madden, and they asked me to play, and I did not know nothing about football.
Okay.
So I'm just going through the teams. All of a sudden, I felt green and gold, my favorite colors, and that's when it happened.
Wow, that's pretty cool. So
Yeah,
the Madden, the video game, actually got you into the Packers.
yes, it did.
Yeah.
It really did.
No offense, I don't know about green and gold being a great color scheme, but I respect everything else.
Oh, come on.
I don't know about it.
Oh, come on.
I don't really like orange and blue
Right.
together either, but whatever. I have to love it right now.
So, yeah, then the next question is, how did you do this whole YouTube thing?
Sorry, say that again. It kind of cut out.
Like, what made you do the YouTube channel?
Oh, okay. Um, yeah, and I've kind of talked about this a lot, but I worked for other YouTubers starting around 2010. So
Okay.
I worked at a company called Maker Studios, which was one of the original multi-channel networks, and they had a bunch of YouTubers under one umbrella. So I was editing videos and then eventually directing videos for Ray William Johnson and his show Equals Three. I did some edits for Epic Rap Battles, and there was a show that I really loved called Theater of Life that had Nick Rutherford and Beck Bennett, and they would just sit on Venice Beach watching people go by, and they would just make up voices and stories for all the crazy people they would see on the Venice like boardwalk area. So I was doing all of that, and some of those guys were just having like tremendous success on YouTube. And I was like, I would rather kind of be in control of my own destiny and get a big, get a slice of that pie. So I started kind of trying to figure out how I'd do my own thing. And I actually interviewed for a job at Bleacher Report during
Okay.
that time. I was in LA. Bleacher Report was based in New York City. They offered me the job for like a producer on one of their like morning sports shows.
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately, I said no to that job because I just was starting to get comfortable in LA. I didn't want to move to New York City, and the show like aired at 6 a.m. So I'd have to be up at like 4, and I was like,
Ouch.
I don't think so. But I was like, I think sports is something I could do on YouTube. So that's kind of where the idea came from. I believe like plane ride home, I made the logo for That's Good Sports like on my computer. So it took a while to get going after that, and I didn't really figure it out until I started focusing on the Broncos specifically. That's like the first video that kind of did well, and then my wife got a job back here in Denver, so I had to leave my freelance editing work, and I really didn't have a choice. Like either find a new job as like a video editor here in Denver, or just kind of double down on my YouTube stuff, and that's kind of when I started to take it serious.
Then, so how long did it take you to grow the channel?
A while. It the 2013 season, that's when I first started to have some success with like recapping the Broncos games.
Okay.
But I feel like I didn't really figure out what I was doing until the last couple years, honestly. But I grew from like 2013 to I'd say like 2015. The Broncos won the Super Bowl. That obviously helped. And then the years after, they were just so mediocre. That's when I really started to focus on covering the NFL in addition to the Broncos.
Okay.
So that's when that was the other area where, outside of a Broncos fan base, I tried to start building an NFL fan base. And then the last, Russell Wilson. After that, Russell Wilson saved me. Things may have gone wrong on the field, but off the field, just being genuinely miserable watching the Broncos the last couple of years when I was so hopeful, when I thought he was going to save us. That's what people like. So
yeah, I saw those videos, and I really felt sorry for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. How did you get into it?
The YouTube thing.
Yeah.
I do have a cerebral palsy. I have a handicap.
Right. It's in your title, so that
Yeah,
gave it away.
yeah, it's in my title. And I actually sent in so I tried to get a job, but nobody would hire me because I have a disability. So I'm
Sure.
like,
Assholes.
what can
I say
do?
those guys are assholes, and they were wrong.
Yeah. And then I've been playing Madden since 1995.
Since it turned you into a Packers fan, right?
Yeah. And I'm like, why not try to do some gameplay and put it out there? I did. And it took a little while, but some people loved it. And then I got into it. Then back in 2014, I want to say, I had to get major neck and back surgery.
Oh man.
Yeah, so I couldn't do anything. I could not even hold a controller. I could not play any games. So I'm like, I saw Tom do the live stream.
Okay.
So I'm like, let's try to do the live stream. Because if I do that, I don't have to use my hand on the controllers to play the game. Just talk about the game. So
Sure.
that's how.
Yeah, back and neck surgery. That's no joke. Like,
No, since 2010, I had 13 surgeries.
oh wow.
Yeah, all to the neck area and the lower back area and stuff like that.
Yeah, I feel for you, man. That's rough. Do you feel better now? Kind
I
of.
feel a little bit
A
better,
little bit better.
but right now they're talking about having another neck surgery.
Are you like, is it going to work this time, guys? Because this would be 14.
Yeah. That's what I asked my doctor. He goes, it's a 50-50. I'm like,
Like, thank
really?
you.
Yeah,
It's a
really.
coin flip. That's an overtime coin flip.
Yeah, it is. So
Are you going to
I'm
be the
like,
Chiefs or
oh,
the Bills?
God.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's how I got into it. And I really kind of thank you and Tom for getting me into it because
That's awesome.
he kept rating my channel, encouraged me to do it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Hell yeah. No, that's cool. So, like, YouTube became an outlet when you couldn't play video games after those
Yeah.
surgeries. And you're like, I'm passionate about football. I can talk about that. You saw Grossi doing it. And I think that's how a lot of people like get in. Like, that's how I got into it. It's like, what can I talk about? Oh, the
Yeah.
football and the Broncos. Like, when you find yourself having conversations with people about that stuff, and then you see how easy it is, any idiot can get in front of a camera and just start talking about football. Like,
Yeah.
give that a shot. I want to be like the guy people are like, that asshole can talk about football. Of course I can do it, and I can do it better than him. I root for that. I think Tom inspires people, and I think people go, I bet I can do what that guy does. So I think that's what we bring together on GPS.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Inspiration and a low bar. That's what I think we shoot for.
Oh, come on. You're selling yourself short.
I know, but if I keep the expectations low, then I can only exceed them. You know what I mean?
Just like your Denver Broncos.
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
Yeah, so next question is, how many games do you think the Denver Broncos are going to win this upcoming season?
I was told there would be no trick questions today.
That's a good question.
Yeah, I don't know. Like everybody else, I find myself getting optimistic about Bo Nix.
Yeah,
Every
yeah.
time I see that he's doing well in training camp, that he's understanding the offense, I go, ooh, I went from 7 wins to 8 wins. Are we at 9 wins? Oh God, do we have a winning record now with 10? I think the Broncos are going to finish the season strong. Okay. I really believe like we are going to feel good about Bo Nix come December through February. I don't know if that's going to translate to the win column. And I know that's a weird thing to say. Like, I feel like we're going to be optimistic about our quarterback, but I don't know if we'll have the winning record. And I think we have a lot of questions on defense right now, both personnel wise and with Vance Joseph as the defensive coordinator. We need to see certain playmakers kind of emerge in the offense with Bo Nix. One big X factor, I think, right now is Greg Dulcich at tight end. If he can stay healthy, that's a nice piece to have. Outside of Cortland Sutton, who knows who's going to step up at the receiving position. I think Javonte Williams is going to be better now that he's healthy as a running back, but that's a lot of ifs.
Yeah, that is.
I'm thinking like 6 or 7 wins is probably where they end up. And I know that doesn't sound good. And I think there's going to be close games. I think there's going to be a lot of close games, and they might be heartbreaking, but it's going to snowball. And I'm looking towards 2025, and I know this season hasn't even started yet, and that's stupid. But I would say 7. I feel good about 7 wins. And I'm leaving myself room there for, 10 or 11 wins. Who knows? But
10 or 11.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And if we do finish with, say 5 or 4 wins, we're going to be in a nice spot to get a playmaker. Maybe that's an edge rusher. Maybe that's a number 1 receiver. Who knows how this season shakes out. But
True.
7. That's my final answer.
And I know you're a big Chiefs hater.
Yes, right now they are enemy number 1.
What about the Raiders and the Chargers?
Yeah, I think historically I probably like the Raiders the least, but I lived in Kansas for a while and I hated the Chiefs more than any team on earth. I lived in San Diego for a while, and that's when the Chargers were good. And I found Chargers fans to be really annoying. And that's because I had to watch a lot of the games at the bars. And they weren't like mean to me specifically, but I was like, these guys are just very annoying. So I hated the Chargers more than any team for a while. And it's kind of just like whoever's the biggest threat in your division, right? And the Chiefs are the biggest threat.
Yeah.
So, and now that Josh McDaniels is gone from the Raiders, I don't like McDaniels ruined the Broncos for a while. I really dislike the Raiders, but right now I'm just rooting for somebody to beat the Chiefs. If it's the Broncos, obviously that's what I want. But I will pull for the Chargers to finish ahead of the Chiefs, and I'll even pull for the Raiders with Gardner Minshew to finish ahead of the Chiefs in the division if possible.
That's a big wish.
Yeah. How could you not root for Gardner, though, right? Are you a Gardner Minshew fan?
Kind of.
A little?
A little bit.
Bit? Who do you like outside of the Packers? Who do you pull for outside of Green Bay?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Outside of Green Bay, it has to be the Texans.
Oh, okay.
Because I lived in Texas for about a year and a half.
Okay. Yeah, they're fun right now. CJ Stroud is really fun.
Yeah, they're fun right now. And the addition of Stephon Diggs.
Yeah. So, they got a good team. Who do you think is going to have a better season, Jordan Love or CJ Stroud? Because I think a lot of people are going to be watching those two QBs in their production this year.
I'm biased. I think Jordan Love tonight.
Woo. Yeah, that's fair.
The reason why is I think the addition of Stephon Diggs is not going to go well for the Texans. Last year, CJ was spreading the ball around to all the other pass catchers. And we all know Stephon Diggs, if he doesn't get the ball, he complains.
Yeah, he is your very stereotypical wide receiver diva. So, and I mean, in CJ's just second year, so it'll be interesting to see how CJ maybe has to manage that.
Like, is he going to force the ball to Stephon Diggs or throw it to the wide open guy instead of Stephon Diggs?
Sure. So you're kind of betting on Josh Allen to maybe win MVP. Now that he can spread the ball around with ease without worrying about Diggs, maybe.
Yeah, but Josh Allen does not have any receivers right now.
Oh, I don't know about that. He's got Dalton Kincaid, who's a tight end.
Yeah, the tight end.
Another good tight end behind him, Dawson Knox.
Yeah.
Khalil Shakir, right? I think he's going to have a nice season. Curtis Samuel, his production's going to go up. Who else is in Buffalo right now?
I think they drafted the rookie.
Coleman. Oh, yeah. And Keon Coleman.
Yeah, Keon Coleman.
He's going to be great.
I like that kid.
Yeah.
I like that kid a lot. So, yeah, I got a question from one of my subscribers that live in Denver. They wanted to know, do you ever go to a restaurant called Pasky? And if you have, what is your go-to meal at Pasky?
That is hilarious. So that's a very Colorado question.
Okay.
And it's not even it's not a restaurant in Denver. It's actually in Pueblo. So I lived in Pueblo for a long time. So this is a Pueblo question for you.
How far is that?
It's like 2 hours south of Denver.
Okay.
It is Pueblo's not a town that gets a lot of notoriety or is spoken of in positive
Yeah.
terms. It's got a soft spot in my heart and my soul.
Okay.
Now, Pasky is like I don't even. It's kind of like an Italian type restaurant.
Okay.
But the thing you got to get at Pasky is their sausage sandwich. With you got to get the green chilies on it, and I haven't had Pasky in years.
Okay.
My parents recently ate there because we were in Pueblo West recently, and I
Mm-hmm.
chose Dave's Deli over Passkey to go get something to eat.
Oh. Oh.
So you can tell
Oh.
your subscriber I went to Dave's Deli or Deli Dave's, Deli Dave's instead of Passkey. But you got to get the sausage sandwich at Passkey. That is such a funny question.
So what is that? What is better to you, Pasties or the Deli Dave's?
Well, it's been so long for Passkey. I got to go Deli Dave's right now. Even though Deli Dave sold it, the interesting thing about Passkey is it's owned by one of the Paganos.
Okay.
So you had Chuck Pagano, who's head coach in the NFL, right? He was
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
of the Colts,
Mm-hmm.
and then I forget his brother. I don't know if their family owns it or if it's their cousins, but it's owned by some iteration of the Pagano family. So
Okay.
it does have an NFL tie, actually.
It sounds like it.
I'm trying to look it up right now. Passkeys. The
Uh,
Pagano family. Let's see here. Yeah, I can't find a fast answer. John and Frank Pagano, the nephews. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Somewhere in there.
yeah.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah. Somewhere in there. Yeah. So my next question is, how did you get involved with Tom and the other clickbait guys?
Um, Tom and I met because I did his podcast
Okay.
early on. When he was talking to like somebody from the other team every week, I got
Whoa.
recommended in the Broncos subreddit.
Okay.
So that's how Tom and I met, and we just kind of hit it off when we were talking, and we talked for a couple years in a row, and then I saw how much work he was putting in on YouTube. Clickbait, basically, I think like I met everybody through Adam from 5 Points. So Adam was probably the first guy I met in the sports YouTube world,
Okay.
and he reached out to me because the management company we were with reached out to him, and he
Okay.
saw that I was with them. And so like I kind of vouched for the management company. I was like, yeah, they've helped me out. They've like helped me turn this into, a living. And so Adam and I would talk on and off quite a bit about like YouTube and other things. And then through Adam, I met Urinating Tree. And Urinating Tree, both Tom and I were doing ads on Urinating Tree's channel to try and build our channel. So he was shouting us out. And
Nice.
helping us grow a little bit because like he had a bigger audience than any of us early.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And
Wow.
we knew like I watched like I'd see like Tree's videos and I was like, oh yeah, the people who like his stuff are gonna
Mm-hmm.
like my stuff. So Tom and I both Urinating Tree helped Tom and I.
Okay.
And then I had the idea for clickbait and I talked to Adam about it. And then I also had the idea for GPS. But I chickened out because I was having a kid in 2020. So that got delayed a year basically.
Well, all right. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Think about
and then somehow Scooter found out we were doing clickbait. I can't remember, but Scooter invited himself into clickbait. But
that.
we were all fans of Scooter, so we were like, oh hell yeah. I think maybe we were tweeting about it or kind of pitching the ideas on Twitter, and then Scooter kind of hopped on that way, and that's how like I met Scooter. And then yeah, we
Yeah,
just
dude, right now I'm trying to get every single interview with every single member of Clickbait.
Sure.
So I got you, and I got Tom, and this Saturday I got Tree.
Awesome.
But
I have everybody's email if you need them.
I tried to DM Scooter and Fight Vid, but I heard nothing back from them. So
Yeah, DMs can be tricky. Sometimes we don't
yeah.
see stuff, but I'll vouch for you.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I really
As
appreciate
long as you pick the Broncos to win the AFC West.
it. Done deal.
All right. Fair. That's fair.
Done deal.
That's fair.
So does that mean I have to go get a Denver Broncos jersey?
Oh, I mean, I wasn't going to take it that far, but if you want to get a Broncos jersey.
Hey, I'll be happy to. I'll be happy to.
Ooh. You know what? Maybe we should make Adam or Scooter buy you a Broncos jersey.
Oh, okay. That's a good idea.
Yeah, let's put it on their bill, you know?
Yeah, you know.
Scooter's got enough jerseys. He's probably got an extra one somewhere.
Yeah. All my jerseys are Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I don't see any hanging up in your closet there.
Yeah. And I do have a 49ers jersey because I do live in the Bay Area and my brother bought me for a joke.
Nice.
Right after the Packers got blown out by the Niners.
Oh, that's a nice troll job by your brother. Whose jersey did he get you?
Colin Kaepernick.
Oh, nice.
I'm like, oh, I'm not wearing this.
Yeah, for multiple reasons. They beat me, and I don't want to cause controversy now.
Yeah, I really don't.
You can't even say Kaepernick's name without people getting like offended and
Oh yeah, I know, yeah. Oh man, that's bad.
That's a good brother move. That's an elite brother move.
Yes, it is. 2 more questions and we're done. Who do you think is gonna have a breakout year for the Denver Broncos?
Bo Nix, baby. I believe. I believe. Man, yeah, I think it will be Bo.
All right.
But I think Javonte Williams is going to look like pre-injury Javonte. So if it's not Bo, give me Javonte having a nice season.
All right. Anyway, so is Bo Nix a day 1 starter for the Broncos?
Yes.
100%. That doesn't work out good for any quarterback.
That's just because you're a Packers fan. You Packers fans think, oh, yeah, draft a quarterback 30 years early, let him sit for half his life, and then put him in, and he'll be good. And I'll give you guys credit. It's worked. It has worked. The rest of us, we got to start our rookies right away. We got to start them.
No. Look at the Chiefs.
Well, he sat 1 year, and he's Patrick freaking Mahomes.
That helped. And the guy won 3 Super Bowls?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to rub it in.
They did get lucky because do you know who Andy Reid was high on? Paxton Lynch.
And what?
Andy Reid. Okay, so the Broncos, the Cowboys, and the Chiefs were all in on Paxton Lynch.
Are you serious?
John Elway outbid the Cowboys to jump up and draft Paxton Lynch. And we did a video about this. But what people and a Chiefs fan sent me this episode, basically. He wrote like 80% of this episode. Andy Reid wanted to move up to get Paxton Lynch, but he couldn't because the Chiefs were docked a draft pick for tampering to acquire Jeremy Maclin. So the fact that Andy Reid was tampering and got penalized by the NFL, that was the reason they couldn't get Paxton Lynch. So talk about like a what if scenario.
What if?
And then, they got Mahomes, a year or two later or whatever. So it worked out, obvious. And the Chiefs drafted Chris Jones instead. So they couldn't get Paxton Lynch. They settled for Chris Jones, and then they settled for Patrick Mahomes. And the rest is history. That's how crazy things in the NFL are. But Bo
Yeah.
Nix is ready to start. Is that what we were talking about? Bo Nix, A1 starter. He took more snaps from under center than any quarterback ever in college history. He is ready to just be thrown out there.
So you're telling me that I should draft Bo Nix in the first round? In
No,
my
no. No. But he's available late in a lot of
yeah.
fantasy drafts.
Oh yeah, he
Like,
will.
I think he would be a legitimate like a QB2 on your fantasy roster. So
Yeah, that's true. That is true. So the last question: do you have any advice for small YouTubers to get bigger and bigger? So,
yeah, stay the hell away from me. Do not come after my subs. That's the first piece of advice. If I find out that you're a threat to me, we're done.
I'm trying to take some of your stuff.
No, I think that's a misconception too. I think like YouTube, there are so many people watching YouTube
Oh
that
yeah.
it's about like showing that there's enough eyeballs out there for everyone. And
Mm-hmm.
like you're gonna find fans that are Packers centric, and then hopefully you find NFL fans who
Yeah.
like what you have to say about the Packers and hopefully about the NFL. So like I think the advice all of us give when asked about it is like just stay consistent. That's like the most important thing. You got if you're doing one video a week and it's every Wednesday, show up
Mm-hmm.
every freaking Wednesday, make your video. And I think this is also another piece of advice that's out there. It's like try to get a little bit better every video. I don't really follow that advice. I feel like I'm just like, let's just try not to mess up what we did last week. Like if we had a good video last week, let's try not to F that up moving forward. But try to get a little better every time. I think those are
Okay.
two good pieces of advice. And then it's just about like evolving and finding like what you do well. And that took me a really long time to figure out. Like if I could go back and do, the Broncos seasons when they had Simeon and Lynch
Mm-hmm.
and Flacco and Keenum, all these quarterbacks who didn't work out, I would have doubled down on the angle of me suffering as a Broncos fan
Okay.
versus being like optimistic that they're going to figure it out and like what had worked when the Broncos were really good. So when you have a video that does well, and if you
Mm-hmm.
keep taking your shots, at some point, like something's going to stick.
Yeah, something to stick.
Identify like what people liked about that video
Okay.
and try and replicate it. And I think like the hardest space to grow on YouTube is the live streaming, like the very long form live streaming or the long like podcast type
Yeah.
episodes. That's hard to build an audience. Like even GPS, Tom and I do that 3 days a week, right? And
Mm-hmm.
it's grown very slowly. This is our 4th season, and those videos, like they'll add, 10 subscribers, 20 subscribers versus like a video that's like a 15-minute video I do that can add, like 500 subs or 1,000 subs. And it took
Yeah.
a while to get there, but the long form stuff's hard. And YouTube offers, the live stream or super long form content, your produced videos, and that can be like a 3-minute to 20-minute video. That's where the bread and butter is.
Okay.
That's where I would recommend, like if you're doing live and long form, figure out how you can make and maybe edit videos that people are going to dig, that you can think about and write and make interesting. And then there's shorts, right?
Yeah.
So if you attack like all 3 of those things, I think that's the easiest way to grow a really organic sort of channel.
Mm-hmm.
Um, or just get really freaking good at doing one of those things.
Okay.
And I don't know how people do it with just shorts. I feel like that's kind of my weak spot, but we try shorts. So it's figure out what works for you and then just kind of double down on the thing that works over time. There's no
Okay.
secret formula. You know what I mean? It's like I said, I think this is my 12th or 13th year, 11th or somewhere in there. And I don't feel like I figured it out until the last like 3. So be
Okay.
prepared to just work at it for a long time if needed.
All right.
Is that helpful at all?
Yeah, that was really helpful.
Good. I expect you to take my advice and blow up very soon.
I hope.
If you don't, it's because you didn't listen to me.
Okay. That might be true. That might be true.
What advice did Tom give? Did he give better advice?
No, Tom just goes. Just be consistent with your videos. Like like he puts out videos every single day,
Yeah.
and he said keep doing that consistently. And like every Friday he does the Q&A.
Yeah.
Don't miss any weeks, and just keep doing it every single
Yeah.
Friday. So
And that's Tom's Q&A is a good example of something that not a lot of people can commit to and do.
yeah,
And it's not a thing that like grows his channel, right? Like it doesn't add a ton of
yeah,
subs.
it doesn't matter.
But what that has done for Tom and what is genius about it is he has built such a good relationship with the most loyal part of his audience, right? Like
Oh
they
yeah,
know he's going to show up for them every Friday.
yeah,
They interact with each other. They go there to be with Tom. They go there to talk to each other. And that base, that hardcore base has grown.
oh
And
yeah,
that fuels all of your videos. If you have a couple thousand people who show up to watch every one of your videos, that plays well within the YouTube algorithm and ecosystem. And that's like one of the coolest and smartest things he's done. I can't commit to doing something like that. Like doing, GPS 3 days a week and then clickbait whenever we do it. Like that's big enough for me. But it's brilliant, and I think that's if you can add something like that to talk to the people who support you, to learn from the people who support you, because they know what's good. If like
oh
you have
yeah,
a video that's bad, they'll be nice about it, but they'll be like, maybe don't do this. So this didn't work because of that. Like rely on the people who value what you do versus,
okay.
like random haters like this video sucks. You're stupid. Uh, Look for the constructive criticism because that's a good guiding point too, I think.
Yes, okay.
And
And that was
also, you
yeah,
know,
that was really helpful. Thank you.
and if you like the Texans, add them to the mix. Be a Packers guy and then also be like, you know what? Let me talk about another team a little bit because there's going to be,
Yeah.
Texans fans out there
Hmm.
looking for, extra. I don't think a lot of people have been putting out extra Texans content over the last
Yeah.
few years. Now they've got a team to be excited about. So,
Oh yeah.
figure out
Yeah.
how to add little pieces as you go.
That is very helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, I hope so.
And once again, I really appreciate you coming on and doing this.
Of course. Thanks for having me. Sorry we miscommunicated on the time, but
No, no,
happy
that
we
was
got to chat today. And
yeah.
also shout out Johnny Barks because I saw your email. I hadn't read it yet. And then
Oh,
Johnny was like, my friend sent you an email. Make sure you check it out. So
okay. Yeah,
Johnny
yeah,
Barks.
yeah. I did an interview with him about a week ago.
Oh, nice. Hell
So,
yeah. Johnny's awesome. And
oh
he's
yeah,
a big
yeah.
reason. That's the other thing. Like if you can find people that are better than you to help you, that Johnny and Will have helped me. Will Keys, who helps me write all my episodes, they
Okay.
have helped me grow so much over the last 3
Oh
years. I'd
man.
be, pardon my French, shit without those guys. So if you can find somebody to help you make your videos better, that is
Hmm.
also, I think, really important.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah.
And so, is there anything that you want to plug or anything you want to?
Subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's Good Sports. When this video goes up, make sure you let me know, and I can tell people to subscribe to you. And
Actually, this is gonna be going up tomorrow at 9 in the morning. So
okay, perfect. Oh, so right, well, 9 your time.
Yeah.
So
It'll
10
be
my
10,
time.
it'll be 10 o'clock your time.
Yeah. I saw you're usually in the GPS chat, right?
Yeah, sometimes.
All right. If you're there tomorrow, be active, and I will make sure we try and promote it at the end of GPS while before it goes live. So
Okay, thank you. I really appreciate that, man.
yeah, that's how it works. You got like everybody's got to help each other out along the way.
Yeah,
Too.
yeah, that's what I noticed. We're all part of this sports community,
Yeah.
and we got to help each other out.
Yeah. That's the way to do it, I think.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. This was fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed this. I enjoyed talking to you. So, thank you so much.
Just what I needed to talk to another Packer fan for 40 minutes, you know?
Oh, come on. Wasn't that bad?
No, I root for the Packers. I do.
Okay.
I just like giving you guys shit.
I know you are. All right, then I'll see you tomorrow.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
Thank you so
part
much.
of the video.
All right.
What was it? What's your first name?
My first name is Jay.
Jay. Oh, that's right. It's in the email. That's right.
Yeah.
Cool.
So,
It was good to meet you, man.
Jay, you can call me CPG. Any of those work.
I'll call you with Jam Master Jay.
That works. That works. All right, Brandon.
All right. Appreciate it, man. Take it easy.
You too.